Hello, welcome to the live chat of where things are with moving on the boat, our house being sold a lot quicker than we expected. If you can hear lawnmowers in the back, please don't mind that. I don't even know why they're mowing today because it's been raining like crazy, which is part of why George and I are where we are right now with the boat move. So, to start, I'm sitting in what used to be our living room. Sorry if the lighting isn't great. All I have is a ring light at this point because we've gotten rid of pretty much everything. So, at the point of why I'm sitting in my living room or dining room, whatever this is, I don't know anymore. It doesn't have furniture in it. So, I'm going to get out of the way for a second. It's full of like the last stuff that we have in the house. A lot of it's probably going to Goodwill or my little brother because he's moving out. Perfect time so he can have some stuff that we're downsizing. So let's start there with the house. So it sold a lot quicker than we expected. Um, Less than 2 months ago, we decided to sell it. That doesn't mean it was listed for sale 2 months ago, but we weren't sure whether to sell it or not sell it or what to do with it while we were doing this sailing lifestyle for as long as we decided to do it. But we decided less than 2 months ago that we were going to sell. And it sold within a week, and the people want to close on it really quickly for obvious reasons. They want to move in here. So we lost a few weeks when it came to being able to get the Curious George, our sailboat, up to standards to live in it. On top of losing a couple of weeks, it's been raining a lot, which we don't normally mind because we're whitewater kayakers too, and you need water in rivers. But when your big project for the spring is to paint the outside of the boat, all of it, the bottom of it, the sides of it, the top of it, rain is really not what you want because you can't paint when it's going to rain later. You can't paint just after it rained because you need the boat dry. So we have gotten to the point where this past weekend we did 7 layers of paint on the bottom of the boat. So that's 5 barrier coat layers, 2 anti-fouling layers. If you don't know what this is and you're curious to know more about it, drop a comment or drop a question in the comments, and I can explain more about it to you. So 7 layers of paint on the bottom, the hull, which is the sides of the boat, not the top and not the bottom, but the sides of the boat. That finally has some parts have 2 coats of paint, other parts needed 3 coats of paint. So how many coats of paint separately are we talking about? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 coats of paint have been applied to the boat this far. What we have left is the upper deck and the cabin top. So that's the top of the boat where you walk around it. So we can't move on it, even though the bottom's painted. So now it could technically go in the water. We can't really move on it because you can't paint the boat, the part that you walk on while you're living on it, because you either gotta like sit inside of the boat for until it's cured enough, because it can dry. But if you've ever painted anything, you know that just because when you touch it, it doesn't get on your hand, doesn't mean that you want to apply pressure onto it because it'll leave a lot of marks. So we still have to paint the top of the boat. And usually, well, not usually. So pretty much anytime you paint something, you have to remove all of the things that are in the way. So, like if you were painting a wall in your house, you would move all of the plug covers, like all of the squares, all of the light switch plates, all of that. So, we've had to remove a lot of hardware from the boat too. So, we have something called a tow rail. It's the wooden pieces that are on the side of the boat. If you've never seen the boat before, in the description of this video, you'll see a link that can take you to a video where I take you through a tour of the boat from earlier this spring. So that'll give you an idea of what the boat looks like. Uh, the boat doesn't look that different than that video right now because we've been so focused on the outside. We haven't gotten to do a lot on the inside, and having to remove all of that hardware and unscrew all the metal on top of the boat, we've had to rip apart the inside of the boat to get to all of the bolts. So there's a lot going on with the boat, there's a lot going on with the house, um, and we have to be out of this house a week from today, or I guess it's a week from tomorrow. I'm not sure how you count it. Basically, we have 7 full days left until we have to be out of this house so the new owners can have it. So we're trying to balance getting as much work done on all of the boat projects that we need so we can move into the boat, while also getting everything out of the house so that we're moved out in time, because we can't be here. There's no not doing it on time, which is crazy. So I know this is kind of like an impromptu type of video. Um, a lot of you said you want to know the drama of it. You know who you are. You want to know the drama of it. You want to know what's going on behind the scenes. And this is what's going on behind the scenes. I do have video of a bunch of things, but it's not something I can put together into a video until I have the final finished full product. Because who really wants to see people painting paint on a boat without the after picture? You don't want to watch paint dry without the after picture. So that's what's going on. It's been raining a lot here. Today's raining. And today, something that I did do, which is kind of unique and different. Hi, Sharon. Thanks for joining. Yeah, there's so much going on. Definitely, it's been a busy time. But today, drove down to Annapolis, which is about an hour away, to pick up some fabric for some projects that George has that he's still doing. He's been sewing all sorts of nice new canvas for the boat, the covering, which is like the sunshade and protects us from the rain. So we have somewhere to hang out on the boat when it's raining, other than being down inside of the boat all the time. Um, but also, we had 3 sails. We had an old Genoa, an old mainsail, and an old mizzen sail that were all from the boat, but that we're not using anymore because we got new sails. We blew one of them out a couple years ago because we're sailing in some pretty stiff winds for the age of the sail. And so George thought we had to throw them in the trash because what's someone going to do with such old sails? But I found a recycling program for them. There's a company called Sea Bags that's actually going to take the sails and they're going to turn them into tote bags and duffel bags that people actually want to buy. So that's really cool that it doesn't end up in a landfill, which I love. And I didn't know this when I decided to turn it in, but they're also going to give me a bag for each sail. And that means that I can have bags, tote bags made from our old sails, which is really cool. And I wasn't even expecting that. I just wanted to keep it out of the landfill. So that's really exciting. So that's the gist of what's going on, is just getting all of this out of the house and into a temporary storage unit before we drive it elsewhere. And oh, you've heard of them? Awesome. They're really nice. The bags. Sharon's saying about the bags. Yeah, I've seen them before, but I didn't realize that they were recycled, which makes them even cooler. But yeah, so we're cleaning. Well, I don't know if it's cleaning. We're getting all this out of the house. We pretty much, other than this is 85. I'm making up numbers. This is 85% of what we have in the house at this point. Pretty much it's this, clothing, and some boat things that we're still working on at the house before we take them to the boat. So the house is mostly empty, but there's lots of little things like behind the computer in front of me is all of our glassware, and packing up glassware is the worst. It's beautiful to look at. I love using it, but packing it up is the worst because it's all different shapes, sizes, it's heavy, and all of that. So that is what is going on. I'm talking a mile a minute because I don't want to make this too long of a chat. But if in the future you all want longer chats or you want more details, let me know. This will be, there might be one more of these videos where I'm still in this house, But we'll see because after next Tuesdays when the next video is gonna come out, um, there's no way for me to film in this house after next Tuesday. So this is it. I know I don't have the traditional brick wall behind me, but if you want, I can show you around the house next week to give you an idea of the size of the space that I'm used to living in, and then I can give you a little bit of a walkthrough in that video of the size of the space that I'm moving into, and show you the difference between my closet here and my clothes storage there. It's going to be very different. All right, I'm gonna jump off of here. If you're enjoying this stuff, definitely let me. I need to drink water. If you're enjoying the stuff, definitely let me know. Let me know what parts you're the most curious about because to me, the sailboat thing isn't new anymore. Living on it's new, but being around sailboats isn't really new anymore. So I don't know what people have questions about. I can't remember what I was curious about or what I was worried about or all the things I thought when I first started getting involved with sailboats or even the idea of moving on a boat. So let me know all those questions because there's things that you don't know that I don't know that you don't know yet. And I want to be able to answer those questions for you because it's a very interesting situation. So I will talk to you all again in the future. Thanks for joining me and have a wonderful day. And I hope it's not raining where you are right now. I'm Kelly, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya.